Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
We're going to start with the Chicago Bears. So the Chicago Bears last year, they ended the season 7-10. They did better than I thought they did because like we're all like researching football right now. Like, oh yeah, that's right. Bears actually had a surprisingly good season. So with that in mind, Shannon, why don't you give me the Bears, your favorite move that the Bears made this offseason?
By hanging on to that number one overall pick and drafting Caleb Williams. That was I think that I was shocked that they let it go for as long as they did before they let Justin Fields go, before they made that decision, because to me it was a no-brainer.
Yeah. Because even last year you were pretty down on Fields, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I had Caleb Williams as well. I always give credit to teams like that are confident. It's, depending on the guy and how high you draft them, but for the most part, if you're confident in the dude and you draft the dude, I give you credit because you have to believe in that dude to be drafting him there. So getting maybe the franchise quarterback moving forward, I like that for Caleb Williams and the Bears as well. Any other moves you like?
I think, obviously there was the big three wide receivers and them grabbing the Roma Dunze. Was it at number 9, I believe?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that to me, that was a good pick as well.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's least favorite move that they made.
I'm gonna say not drafting any defensive players in the draft.
Oh yeah,
because I looked up on Pro Football Focus. Out of all the 4 teams in the division, they had the worst defense last year, the worst great defense out of all the North teams, and they didn't draft a single defensive players. In fact, they even drafted a punter in the 4th round, and that was all they had. Granted, they got their franchise quarterback, but to me, not drafting a QB a defensive player, that was my.
Yeah, that's rough. I know they had a couple guys that are coming back from injury. I think they signed a couple guys too, but you are right. You would think that they would address that side of the ball. Now, when I looked at it, I can't remember if it was points against, because that's usually how I judge defenses, like the points. Some people look at yards. I'm more about points because you can let people run between the 20s, but if you're only giving up field goals, I still think that's a win in the NFL today. I think they were the 3rd defense in the division if you just did it by points against. So, yeah, my least favorite move, I know they had to move on, but they only got a 6th round pick for Justin Fields. And I think they could have definitely got more for him last year. And I don't know. That's rough, man. 6th round pick for a guy that you were pretty high on, and he's only been in the league for what, 2-3 years. So now you get just a 6th round pick. I think that's a little rough, and it's a little bit of a nitpick, but that's the only thing that I looked at. I'm like, man, I cannot believe for that young player who's electric. He might need some help with the pass, being more consistent in the passing game, but he can be electric at that position. Only getting a 6th round pick in a quarterback driven league is kind of crazy to me.
That's not a very good return on your investment.
No.
Draft 1st round and then 3 years later getting a 6th round pick for him. That's
yeah. You get, so it's just, it's not good. I don't like it. I didn't like that pick. That move from them. I understood why they had to get rid of him. A little more would have been nice. Okay, let's go to our biggest green flag. What's the biggest green flag for you for the Chicago Bears, Shannon?
Just letting Caleb Williams let the ball rip. He's got 3. Obviously Roma Dunze is a rookie, but they have 3 receivers they can throw out there now, and just let him. I think there's low expectations with a rookie quarterback, and so just let it rip. See what he's got.
Yeah, that's where I kind of had to, like, Williams is set up to succeed. Allen, Ndunze, Moore, Swift, Cole Kmet, like they have so many weapons for him. that it should be a little bit easier for him to get, to have a easier time being introduced to the NFL. So, it helps when you can get people open.
Mhm.
Anything else to add for the green flag?
No, not really. No,
Okay,
just
give me your red flag then.
it's having a rookie quarterback, and then like I mentioned before, not addressing more needs on the defense. I just saw that they were in on the Matt Judon trading for him, but they didn't. They offered a third round pick for him, but they didn't want to sign a player without having a contract in place. Well, there was a possibility that they couldn't do the contract with him. So I don't know who their edge rushers are going to be. That's my biggest red flag for them.
Sure, they got Sweat, right? So that'll
Yeah.
be one of them, and he kind of helped their team last year towards the back half of the season, turn it on a little bit. So I imagine that he will. I guess the other one is DeMarcus Walker. So we'll see if he does anything for them. Um, I'm with you. I'm a little concerned about their defense as far as, not having enough on that side of the ball. But I also said coaching, and this is a nitpick because I just don't know how I feel about the coaching yet, Matt Eberflus. One thing is I'm very much like you connect a offensive minded coach with a young quarterback. That's like my philosophy in NFL life. And if you have a veteran quarterback, you should, attach him to a defensive minded guy. Because that's where you'll need to draw your attention. And for a young quarterback, I think it's so imperative to have a coach that believes in him and will let, like you mentioned before, kind of like just let him rip. So I'm kind of interested to see after the failed experiment with Justin Fields, how this coaching staff will handle the next young quarterback in Matt Eberflus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the Bears don't have a very good history of quarterback play.
Correct. Right. Yeah. And that's concerning. And like, I think of another team that you would not have a good history is the Jacksonville Jaguars. And we have seen the struggle of Trevor Lawrence the last couple of years, even though he came out and he was supposed to be this next big thing. And we're I'm a little nervous with the coaching and the history are we going to see that with Caleb Williams or not? So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Okay. Your fantasy go-to?
I put down Cole Kmet.
I like that one.
A little bit of a sleeper of a tight end,
Mm-hmm.
and he's solid. I just think for where he goes, he's a solid option.
Yeah, that's a good one. I had DJ Moore. I think he's going to be even better with Williams. Because Williams is going to buy time, and that's where Moore's going to succeed. So I put DJ Moore if you can get him for a good price, depending if you play auction or not. What's your prediction for the Bears this season?
I have him at 7-10.
Okay. I have them at 6-11. So right around the same. Just
Pretty close.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, you ready to move on to your Green Bay Packers, Shannon? Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.